This is Owen McKendry for ESBR Boxing with Dev Sahni. Take two, because the man to our right, my lord, what a fight, Dev. We said off camera, I asked you, is that possibly the best fight you've worked on? Is it one of them? Sum that up for me.
Just unbelievable, just absolutely unbelievable. I mean, it's definitely one of the best fights I've seen live. I couldn't take my eyes off it. It felt like the fight was following a kind of trajectory that Jack Rafferty fights usually take, where he puts non-stop pressure and eventually the other guy goes away, takes a knee, he wilts, he's had enough. But Mark Chamberlain never went away tonight. Full credit to both of them. I don't think either of them deserved to lose, and it was just a pleasure to watch.
Is it fair to say that normally if you have a majority draw, there's going to be controversy, there's going to be unhappy people? The whole arena, ourselves, everyone has just said, okay, we'll watch it again.
It's like there was a collective, yeah, fair enough. A big collective kind of shrug, and yeah, fair enough, we'll see that again. And I think everyone in here would watch it again. You'd watch it again. You'd watch it again. I'd certainly watch it again. And I can't wait to watch it again. They've got to heal up. Give them maybe till the end of the year. But what a fight. Stylistically, it just gelled so well. Mark Chamberlain's like hard counters in flurries. Jack Rafferty's non-stop pressure and not leaving you alone and trying to tear you apart to the body. It was almost boxing porn.
To sum it up,
and I think you can still access boxing porn. You don't need ID. So
well, we all just have. So if we need ID, we're all in trouble. In the first take, before we had to restart the interview, you described it as Dev Sahni has just worked on a Barney. Did you expect that style of fight? Or I half expected, Mark Chamberlain on the back foot, looking for those big shots, but Mark Chamberlain met fire with fire there.
Yeah, I expect. For me, it was kind of dependent on what Mark Chamberlain had, because there were question marks heading into this fight. He looked like a real force at lightweight. It felt like he was a fight away from challenging for the world title. His world crumbled. It all went wrong against Josh Padley on the biggest stage of all at Wembley Stadium. So I'm thinking, what is the level of Mark Chamberlain? Was it a weight thing, even though the Padley fight wasn't at lightweight, it was above that? Was it a kind of intensity, a focus thing? And maybe it was that. This reinvigorated Mark Chamberlain, who's had a taste of the big time, he wants it back, and you can tell he was hungry in there tonight. He didn't fight like someone who's already made tons of money and he's had a taste of that high life and he's good. He fought like someone who wants to be right up there. So did Jack Rafferty, and that's why we're going to see it again. And I would watch that fight again, and again, and again, and again. It was so good.
And again, elsewhere on the card, Jack Turner, he's been chinning everyone, hasn't he? First round, second round, you name it. He was in a tough fight tonight. I probably would have had him down at the time on the cards, and then my lord, he's just he's obliterated him in that space of 15 seconds. He's just unloaded. Do you almost think, I know he's got that in the lockout, he's clearly got a lot of power, we've seen it, but do you almost think that was frustration, that he weren't fighting the fight how almost he anticipated?
It felt like the fight was the curse of the puncher, where he thought that the guy was just going to go away. The guy didn't go away. The guy actually kept running towards him at the end of at the start of every round, and Jack Turner probably just thought, I'm going to get him out of there. Eventually he was right, but he'll look back on that performance, and there's plenty to improve on. He got hit a fair bit, but he did a fair bit of hitting, and when he did his hitting, it ended the fight ultimately. So listen, he moves to 12-0 now with 11 knockouts. He's well ranked with the IBF and the WBA. He's a brilliant force, and he's 23 years old, and I'm sure they've got stuff to work on, but what an exciting knockout that was. That's what he's got. He could have been 9-0 down. He's got the power to just pull something out the bag, and that is the blessing and sometimes the curse of a puncher.
Elsewhere away from this card, got to ask you about Moses Atalma, Queensbury's starlet, boxing starlet, Britain starlet, you name it. What does Dev Sahni want to see next? And I want a proper answer here, Dev, because I know now everyone's Turkey said Usyk. People are saying Hrgovic. I've seen Pulev mentioned. I think Pulev is a bit ridiculous myself, but if you're given the choice of matchmaking, who would you put in Moses Atalma in with next?
You are never going to put me in this. My answer is that decision is in the very, very capable hands of Moses Itauma, Frank Warren, Francis Warren, George Warren, Ben Davison and the wider team. They have much wiser heads than I when it comes to this, and they will make the right decision. He's 20 years old. He's the most talked about prospect / contender / could be imminent world title challenger in all of boxing. And again, he's 20. I'm sure they'll make the right decision.
Knew you was going to say that. I had to ask it anyway. Canelo Crawford, a couple of weeks out.
Yeah.
Everyone I spoke to, media, fans, Dave Coldwell earlier as well, people are changing their minds on this fight. I know a lot of people said Crawford because he's got Canelo maybe at the right time. As it's getting closer, Crawford looks huge. I seen a photo of him the other day. He looks stacked. Did you make a prediction and has that changed, or are you still sticking with it?
Like, initially, when it was made, I thought Canelo's just too big. So of course he will beat him. The fight's at super middleweight. Crawford has been down as low as lightweight. There is just no way. But then I actually thought the same thing with Crawford against Errol Spence. I thought Errol Spence was just a naturally bigger guy, and then Crawford came in massive and really beat Errol Spence up. There are red flags around the Madrimov fight where Crawford didn't look his usual destructive self as he was moving up. So then you think if he's moving up to 168 pounds, not 154, surely that power, then he can't hurt Canelo. He can't hurt him, he can't knock him out. So the question is, can he outpoint him in Vegas? Maybe. Maybe. If there's anyone actually that can, like coming up like that, you'd trust it to be one of the best boxers in the world in Crawford. He's got the fitness, he's got the skill, probably need a little bit of luck on the scorecards, but he can do it. I don't know. I won't confidently commit to a pick. What do you think?
I've genuinely changed my mind about 100 times. I thought Canelo's almost like Bivol style. Bivol, no matter what Canelo did in that fight, Bivol was too big for him. Although he was too good, there were times where he'd just lean on him and he was too big. And I do think that, but I think at this stage, Crawford's the better boxer at this stage of their careers. So I think I would edge for Crawford, but you know it's an elite fight when people change their minds that way. One final one for me, have to touch on the circus side of boxing. Jake Paul was rumoured to be fighting Anthony Joshua. He was the name. It's now on exhibition against Gervonta Davis. Sort of 2 points to this question. What do you want to see for AJ next? Is it Fury? And what's your opinion on the Jake Paul Gervonta Davis exhibition?
I think Jake Paul should fight the winner of Rafferty Chamberlain. To be honest, that's what I think. I think that's the fight. That's the fight to make. What do I think of Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis? I think I will watch it. I think you will watch it. I think you will watch it. I think we're all going to watch it, and it's you can't take it as part of the boxing world. It's just like a separate thing which brings new eyeballs to the sport, elevates the sport as much as hardcores don't like it, and we'll all be tuned in and watching it and just enjoy it. Alright, it's fine. It's fine. Just let him crack on. In terms of Anthony Joshua, who would I like to see him fight next? I mean, I'm sure whoever it is, I'll be watching. Daniel Dubois there. Does Anthony Joshua want to avenge his defeat to Daniel Dubois at some point? I don't know. I actually, who is he linked to at the moment? There was Tony Yoka, and there's a few things like that.
And then Jake Paul.
And Jake Paul, yeah. I guess Jake Paul's got to come through Gervonta Davis first, right? What a world.
Dev Sardi, that's the most mental sentence I think we've ever ended anyone's interview on, that someone has to go through Gervonta Davis to get to Anthony Joshua. Dev, pleasure as always. Thank you for your time, my friend.